Don't give up until true love finds you in the end.
Hey, this is Daniel from Adorama Pro. I'm sitting here with the SONY A7S, which is one of the most heavily anticipated cameras right now. This is the first small camera from Sony that can record 4K. It doesn't do it on board. You need an external recorder like the Odyssey 7Q, which we have available, but we're waiting for a firmware for the 4K recording. Also, AJA has a device again, firmware should allow us to use 4K, and it's coming this summer. Atomos Shogun is going to allow direct 4K recording as soon as that's available. So with none of those available, we just shot straight 1080 today. So even if you're looking to just shoot high definition with this camera, unlike many DSLRs which are H.264 or even AVC HD, this camera has XAVC compression, which is a cinema compression. It's actually the one that you'd have like in the F55. So your amount of detail you're getting from your images here is pretty amazing. Also, this camera is great in low light. The high ISO capability is just crazy. We shot at 1250 ISO and it maintained the detail and the shadows, the highlights. Even though our subject was playing the guitar in the subway and was sweating, the highlights maintain a bit of detail, and it really gives it a beautiful skin tone even at the higher ISO. So of course, this camera is amazing in video, and that's what a lot of the talk is about, but as a still camera, it's a really great performer as well. Some of the early people, before they touched the camera, were talking about it's only 12 megapixels, but with a 12 megapixel camera in a full frame, you're able to get a sensor that can pick up so much more detail, so much more dynamic range. So if you're looking for not huge amounts of pixels, but lots and lots of detail, this may be the camera for you. This camera shoots 60 frames in full HD, and if you need to go even higher speed, you can switch to 720 and shoot 120 frames for really great slow motion effects. So like all mirrorless cameras, this camera body is very thin and very small. It's got great ergonomics. What this has that sets it apart is that it's full frame. So you're essentially carrying around a full frame DSLR in a tiny little body. Okay, so this camera, where I'm at ISO 100 here, but you can see that we can go up. We shot most of the videos at 1250, but this thing goes all the ways up to 409,600. So if you were in a very dark room, I think you'd be okay with this camera. That would probably be pretty noisy at that level. But here we go, let's go back down. So if you hit the menu here, we talked about this before, but here's our file format. So you got your XAVC, which is going to give you the most information, but if, let's say, a client wanted AVC HD, you do have that ability. There's also MP4. You could shoot, let's say, the XAVC for the final edit and do MP4s as like a daily. Also over here, you know, if you're shooting stills and you want to match, let's say we shot some stills today to match the video, you can do 16:9 stills to match. And image size, of course. Then over here we talked about this too, the frame rates. You've got your 120 at 50 megabytes, you've got 24, you've got 30, and of course you've got 60 to work with as well. Okay, also you got a flip screen here, which is great if you want low angle shots or if the sun's bothering you. And it's an electronic viewfinder which can be activated by your eye. So if you're using it as stills, you can just kind of walk around, which is a pretty cool feature, I think. So even though I've only shot with the A7S for one day, I can say that I'm really liking this camera. It's got all the features you'd look for in a DSLR that can shoot video, like focus peaking, zebras, and of course you can do the 120 frames, which is great. It's also a great still camera with the high dynamic range and the ability to shoot in really low light. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to Adorama TV, and I'll see you next time on Extra.
But don't give up until true